Why is everything getting dulled down? It's widely recognized that music has lost much of its sonic detail over the last few decades. Songs have become less melodic, and employing a liberal dose of compression has become the norm in music production. Could this change be affecting other art forms? Anyone who has been listening to music from the mid-20th century will have likely noticed this, and several studies have borne this out. Researchers in 2024 studied melodic trends over 7 decades, which showed decreasing complexity in pop melodies, especially since 2000, which coincided with the growing popularity of electronic music and the mainstream appeal of hip-hop. The loudness wars is another key factor in affecting our perception of music. Essentially, the dynamic range that is the difference between the quietest and loudest parts of a song is decreased, making it louder overall but at the cost of clarity and nuance. It's interesting to look at the parallels of this development in other artistic/creative areas. Flat graphic design. Styles in graphic design have seen a decrease in contrast and detail over the years with the rise and prominence of the flat design trend, where shapes, colors, and typography are simplified. While influenced by design styles from the earlier 20th century, flat design has taken off in the digital age with everything from app icons to corporate logos, and corporate art style transforming into minimalist two-dimensional imagery. While this may be practical for applications like icons, flat design has been criticized as being boring, overused, and soulless. Flatter movies. I was fascinated to see that this trend seems to have carried over to filmmaking. After stumbling across a YouTube video, "Why don't movies look like movies anymore?" The video describes how, compared to movies from a couple of decades ago, much of modern cinematography has a rather dull aesthetic. Part of this can be attributed to digital cameras and the advent of HDR, high dynamic range. HDR brings up detail in the shadows while reducing the brightness of the highlights. However, capturing everything and converting this into media formats that audiences consume can mean contrast is lost and visuals become unnatural. This has led many movie enthusiasts to miss the warmth and atmosphere of older films. But the use of HDR is only part of the story. Creative decisions versus post-production fixes. An important factor referred to in the video, and one which is also applicable in music production, is the intention, or lack thereof, to commit. There used to be more careful planning in movie and music making as decisions were often baked in up front. But now things can be fixed, altered, or tinkered with, long after the initial work is created. A lack of commitment up front can water down the boldness of the finished creation, akin to an artist who learns not to overwork a painting as it may weaken their initial vision. Compare the process involved in recording music on reel-to-reel tape in the mid-20th century to the present day, where producers and musicians can record unlimited takes with their digital audio workstations. Or film production, where there is an increased emphasis on post-production techniques such as the use of visual effects like CGI. But a pushback is happening. Accompanying the drive to all things digital is a sustained or resurgent interest in analog media. For example, the physical book market remains resilient to the point where retailers are opening record numbers of new stores. And in the music world, listeners are drawn to the warm sound and tactile appeal of vinyl records and the nostalgia of cassette tapes. In music production, there are signs that a wider dynamic range is starting to be valued again, with a growing recognition that overcompressed music can sound flat and less engaging and may even lead to listener fatigue. In the media we are immersed in daily, clearly there is a craving to escape flatland into a more authentic, three-dimensional, and more human experience.